This is why I call Ashley her soulmate, because they're both kind of shitty people and shitty partners. If their partners do something, it's the worst thing in the world. But if they do it, I did it. Whatever. What is up, fellow Beyond the Gates viewers? Here to talk about today's Thursday episode. And while it certainly was not the most dramatic episode, at least it was not as boring as yesterday was. Today really focused on Naomi's secret that has been dragged out for nearly 6 months. Today, Naomi finally decided to visit her mother and had the bad news that she's not going to be a bright light today. She said Dani is going to judge her. She talked about her good night with Jacob, but says it reminded her that she doesn't deserve Jacob because she's been lying to him for months. Now, of course, Dani thinks that Naomi cheated because that was probably Dani projecting what she's doing with Andre, or did with Bill to cheat on Andre. Naomi had the quip back saying, no, she didn't cheat. She's not her father. Naomi said she kept her secret from the entire family. Now, she told Dani off camera. I don't know why Naomi had to tell this news to Dani off camera, but she did, because when it came back to them, Dani was talking about, oh, you have the BRCA gene. Naomi says that she didn't want to tell Dani because Dani was already going through a lot because Anita had cancer and she had her own gene to deal with. Naomi didn't want to pile on, wanted Dani to have some good news. She needs advice on how to tell Jacob. Jacob was with Andre today playing basketball. You know, this show loves to heal their characters so quickly. Just a couple weeks ago, Andre was on crutches. Now he is able to play a game of one-on-one basketball with Jacob. Andre was talking about how Dani was shook after being stuck in an elevator during the tornado. Jacob threw some shade at Dani. I don't know if he meant it to be shade, but with everything that's gone on with Dani lately, it was shade, saying that Dani could never be alone. She never liked being alone, and she was probably climbing the walls, and she doesn't like being alone, even if that company is Bill, and she was climbing Bill. Jacob says he needed this one-on-one game, so his biggest problem for once could be a basketball game and not something with work or family. Then Jacob went home for Naomi to tell him, at least on camera, that she does indeed have the BRCA gene. Naomi admits she lied to everyone. Jacob did have a reaction to her not telling him, I mean, as he should, because this is his wife. These are things that Naomi should be telling him. And had Jacob kept this information from her, she probably would have burned the house down the way she acts with when other people lie. But when she's the one keeping, she's just like her BFF. This is why I call Ashley her soulmate, because they're both kind of shitty people and shitty partners. If their partners do something, it's the worst thing in the world. But if they do it, I did it. Whatever. Naomi said that she couldn't tell him because of his case, and then he went undercover, which is kind of fair. Jacob was all about that undercover work. Jacob, unlike Naomi would be, was understandable, says he loves her. Jacob wants to know what they need to do, get more tests, do anything else that they need to, help her with this gene and not let her get cancer. I will say that I feel like them keeping this secret and this being Naomi's storyline for the past 5 or 6 months, the fact that there's no drama between her and Jacob is like womp womp. I do think Jacob should feel some kind of way, and I get Naomi's the one going through the health scare, but still, this is a marriage. Naomi should be able to tell her partner and not just her BFF, even if Ashley is her soulmate. Naomi doesn't want to leave him no matter the cost. Naomi says maybe she would even try a double mastectomy. In the chat today, Doc Backhand said that people do this. I didn't know this was such an extreme preemptive thing that is done, but apparently it is. So maybe that's the story they want to tell with Naomi. I just don't know if we need to continue these cancer storylines for 7, 8, 9 months, though, on a soap opera, especially when the rest of the stories seem to be going nowhere. Andre went home to Dani. Dani said she needed him. They hug. Dani started blaming herself for passing the gene. Dani also upset because she thinks Naomi didn't go to her because she can't handle the truth, even though she's supposed to be the mother in the situation. Andre wants Dani to help herself and really start to fully process what this means. This led to Dani getting upset, and I guess she got defensive, feeling like Andre was criticizing her approach to the whole BRCA gene. As Aaliyah said in the live chat today during the watch along, it seemed like Dani tried to start the fight with Andre. Because, yeah, the fighting came out of nowhere, and Dani was a little too much in this fight. And then she left saying she's going to talk to somebody who will understand. A lot of people in the live chat think she's talking about Bill because, she loves any excuse to go see Bill. Others hoping maybe it's Anita, and it should probably be Anita. But it wouldn't surprise me if Dani starts a fight with Andre just to go running to Bill. We did at least have the teens on today. We don't get to see them very often, but I enjoy them more than most characters, if I'm being honest. Samantha was with Martin and Smitty talking about how Tyrell is wherever Jessica is. And Samantha told her fathers that Jessica plans on dumping Tyrell at the end of the summer, and Tyrell is being delusional about it. Well, Tyrell was with Jessica today. They were playing pickleball, I guess. And Tyrell seems to always have sex on his mind now that they are having sex. He's definitely sprung. He wanted them to go back to her beach house this weekend, but I guess her mother's doing something there, so they can't. I am disappointed that we still, a month and a half later or more, have not gotten a follow-up to the storyline of Jessica and her parents that they made interesting at the cotillion and have yet to follow up on it. I think, again, that is a pacing problem with this show. But I did like their scenes today. I'm a big fan of Tyrell and Jessica. I can't lie. I feel like this show gets a lot of couplings wrong. I think there is something cute about these teen characters being each other's first loves. Tyrell, really having sex for the first time in this relationship. And I think actually falling for Jessica. I don't know where Jessica stands because we don't get enough of her point of view. But he basically flirted with Jessica this whole episode, kept bringing up sex. He takes after his grandfather, Vernon. And Tyrell said maybe they should try something else, like getting tattoos, getting matching tattoos, which Jessica said was sweet but also lame. But eventually Tyrell was able to talk her into getting tattoos, just not matching tattoos. I think what helped Tyrell get Jessica to do it was pushing Jessica to say, like, oh, are you worried about what your dad will think? I think Jessica loves to rebel against her parents. And then she said no, she'll do it, and wondered if he would chicken out because of his dad's, but he didn't. They returned home to Martin and Smitty's house, and they showed their tattoos. Jessica got one of her favorite quotes, and then Tyrell got a J tattooed on him, which his fathers and especially Martin gave him crap for. Martin saying he's not mad, he's just being reasonable because what happens if he and Jessica aren't together after college? Kat was there, kind of sticked up for Tyrell, but Tyrell said the J isn't for Jessica, it's for June, which is sweet if true, if it's really for his real mother. Somehow I think it's for both. I think we see that Tyrell's kind of down bad over Jessica, and he's getting this J because it could be for June or it could be for Jessica, but he's saying it's for June, so I guess I'll take his word for it. Vernon flirted with Anita this entire episode. Kat walked in at the beginning to announce that she is moving out. She got her own condo. She wants to own her independence. Vernon thinks that Kat should still be recovering because she just got out of the hospital, but Kat is ready to do this. Kat also had some sweet moments with Anita today. With Anita's hair today was awesome, by the way. A lot of people in the chat during the watch along liked it as well. I thought she does look good with this hairstyle. But Kat said that Anita's always been her grandma, but now she's her friend too. She loved hearing all these stories while she lived with her and Vernon. and how, Anita's career in music, how Anita kind of ate in her life. And Kat also got Anita into crime podcasts, apparently. I don't know when Kat's going to start her podcast or if she ever will. But yeah, as for Vernon, he was just horny this entire episode. I really do want to be Vernon when I grow up, because he was flirting with Anita, he said something like he's ready to let their bodies work their magic. So yeah, big ups to Vernon still being a horn dog. Kat then went to go see Martin and Smitty, because Kat wanted to be the one to apologize to Martin, which I don't really know why. Maybe this is just Kat's way of turning a new leaf herself, because Martin is the one that needed to apologize, and he did end up apologizing, saying he was kind of a smug ass, and he apologized and said it hit him that Kat put her life on the line for someone she can't stand. And like a lot of us knew it would, when something almost went wrong after Kat gave a piece of her liver to Eva, a lot of the people that were pushing her started to start to question why they were being so pushy with Kat. So I guess it is good to see that Martin did apologize, even though it took Kat going there to apologize first. I enjoyed the Tyrell and Jessica stuff the most today. I am kind of a fan of that teen couple. Nothing else was really significant today, though, other than Naomi finally telling her secret. Seems like this is their way of stretching out the cancer storyline, though, with Naomi maybe getting a double mastectomy.